Good morning, Auraxians. This video is my casting of Emerald's Week 3 Outfit Wars match of the famous Sokaar's Legion versus new kid on the block, Step Vanu. I was joined by cocaster LivnX once again for a very exciting match between two talented teams. I won't give away the winner, but the match featured spandex on spandex action in a winner-go-home face-off to determine who moves on to the playoffs. Until next time, I'll catch you on Auraxis. Hello everybody, welcome to Outfit Wars Qualifier week number 4 against SKL versus VSTD. Today we have an interesting matchup. Both of these outfits are Emerald VS, who have an interesting origin story. Some might call this a grudge match of sorts, we'll have to see. But that idea comes from SKL being one of the largest outfits on Emerald, led for years by Sokaar himself and continued on by several of his leaders. Then we have Vanu's VSTD, a new outfit that is an offshoot from SKL, developed shortly before Outfit Wars was announced from their Officer Academy training program. SKL, while large, has an extensive relative history of competitive play, both in Outfit Wars and on Jaeger, and has relationships with other outfits to bring players on, namely Prey. We will get to see their seasoned competitive arm versus the newly formed competitive arm of VSTD, and we cannot be more excited for this matchup. Just so you guys are all filled in at home, this is a win or go home match in most likelihood scenarios, right? So whoever wins this match is almost certainly guaranteed a spot into the playoffs, and whoever loses the match will be eliminated from Outfit Wars. Just a little background about this cast today. I am Apollo PS2, your caster, and we have LivnX here as a co-caster.
Hello.
LivnX is the outfit leader for Vanu Sovereign Cats, also on Emerald VS. So a little bit of rules for Outfit Wars for those uninitiated. We have a red alpha team in the southern part of the Nexus continent. We have a blue Omega team up in the northern Warp Gate. We have a 20-minute prep phase, which is what we're going through right now, and a 45-minute match. This is 48 versus 48 combined arms, where you win by either capturing the enemy warp gate or touching it with the Omega and Alpha Nexus bases, or you have the most territory at the end of the match. There are no bastions, no colossi, no construction, but all other outfit assets are available. Nanite gain is equalized, and there are 500 pool points meant to act as tiebreakers for the tournament qualifier rounds, which we are in the last week of, and that determines seeding for the playoffs. So those will come into play for the winner for sure, in which position and who they will be facing next week during the first round of playoffs. But other than that, it's really about winning the game as quickly as you can. If you care about pool points, though, you get 2 of them per minute per territory that you currently own during the match. And if you capture the warp gate, if there's anything left over, that will be assigned to the winner. Now, just going over these two outfits a bit more in depth, we have SKL, very well-known outfit on Emerald VS, established in 2014. They currently have over 4,700 players in their outfit, and VSTD is a new outfit, like we mentioned, with a little over 350 players established around 3.5 months ago. SKL has daily ops decided by the PL, so different flavors available on different days. They focus on combined arms in general, with different academies and disciplines and trainings available to new players. The outfit is open to anyone and everyone new to Planetside 2. VSTD, very similarly, has daily operations, with closed outfit ops specifically on Fridays and Saturdays. They focus on infantry response and aircraft for the time being. They are open to all, and one of their long-term goals is to work on creating a competitive team for Jaeger, Lane Smash, and initially here today for Outfit Wars. For SKL, they have been part of multiple Outfit Wars in the past, I believe all 3 prior Outfit Wars, and they expect to see a full team of 48 players today. A few members from outside outfits, mainly Emerald VS, will be joining them, and we should be looking out for Rage Twisted, Great Poseidon, Lord Poncho, Sylvanius, and Bagel Dude as top members of their team in past matches. VSTD, this is obviously their first Outfit Wars, and they have an average level of confidence in this match here today. We should expect right around a full team for this match. Typically, they hang around that 45 to 48 members per match this season, and a few other pilots do come from outside of VSTD, but otherwise they are relatively homegrown outside of that initial split from SKL. We should be watching for HC BDSM, My 12, Gade 2, and Big Sexy to be top performers from Step Vanu. Anything to add here, LivnX, before we hop in game?
Well, I am looking forward to what the competitive arm of both outfits are going to bring tonight. Like you mentioned before, SKL does have plenty of experience in lane smash. Even though they may not have participated themselves, they have a lot of leaders that have already done several seasons. On BST side, like you mentioned before, they are new. That doesn't mean that they are not going to be performing. We might be in it for a surprise. However, if we were to take bets, well, I don't know if we're going to do it bets yet, but
we will run a poll, and we'll start that in just a second. How about I go ahead and run the base video to go over the different bases on Nexus. We'll also do a little flyby of each one before the match starts, and then check out their warp gates. So we'll catch you after that. Alrighty, Livin, you want to go over the stats for the match and in this past season performance? We'll wait for him to come back. Here we're actually hovering over the center base. This is Granite Head Reactor. It's a popular destination to fight over due to its lattice position. It's got lattice connections to what we refer to as rectangle and, well, rectangle for alpha and rectangle and for omega, as well as Bitter Gorge Garrison, which will be sure to find a lot of air fighting over there as well. If we go over here, 3 different capture points on Bitter Gorge. We have 2 triple stacks with a open A point in the center. Very tough to push from the spawn room. We see a lot of Sunday play and just fighting over it, airspace for air to ground. Move over here, flanking Bitter Gorge to the north and south is what we call Triangle, Slate Canyon Hold, as well as Argent Pass, as we see here. This is a very brutal base to fight on. Like Bitter Gorge, air to ground is a dominant factor with this very open A point on this double stack. Both windows open, doorway open, and just a small space in general. As we pass the center base, once more, we know that we have an underground, very open A point. We'll be sure to check that out. And then we have a normal C point in a triple stack and a B point in the lower lobby of Powerhouse over here. And last but certainly not least is Airzac Satcom Hub, which is a tech plant base cut in half. We have square building on top, roof with B point. A point is a more open, normal tech plant point. You can drive vehicles up into here, a la, Sunderers, whether rocket it up. We saw that in a match yesterday from 1TR versus VKTZ with, I believe, Cordium bombs. We used to explode a Sunderer up onto this mid-level. Very cool to see. And then we have underneath grinders or dragons if you're from Connery. C point down here, which is, I kind of like this position. I wish I saw it more on live. Livin, any thoughts on the base layout for Nexus? Oh, you might be muted, by the way.
Yes, I was trying to figure out the observer count. It
Oh,
seems that
gotcha.
it seems that I do not have an observer count. My characters are made on Connery or Jaeger. Is that gonna make any difference or no?
Oh, you can create one on Emerald, and you can delete one if you need to.
Really?
Yeah. Just call it, I'll message you what to name it. But we got 4 minutes, so we got time.
Oh shit. I cannot delete anything. You sure I can delete them? I don't wanna get in. I don't wanna get in.
No, you
with the
can. You
police.
just don't delete a Jaeger one, and you'll be fine. Let's get that poll started. Definitely important. We'll run it for a few minutes.
Just in case I'm not able to get the observer cam, can you just like share your screen as well?
Yes.
So I can watch the match in real time. Awesome.
There you go.
Oh yeah, very excited about this. Looking forward to see what both outfits are gonna bring. Especially since both outfits have a very different path to week 4 in the qualifiers, right? Do you want me to talk a little bit about each outfit? Do we have time?
Yes, go for it.
Well, let's go over. Let's start with SKL, right? SKL so far has had 3 very tough matches, actually. The first 2 matches were against 1TR. On week 1, they actually won against them. On week 2, they unfortunately took a loss. And on week 3, they actually gave us a very good surprise. I wouldn't call it an upset, but it was a very good match they had against Smith, where they basically
They dominated.
dominated them. Yes, I was looking for that word.
Yeah, a lot of people had that as kind of a 50-50 toss-up, but SKL came in and they showed him who was boss, right? And I think their second matchup against 1TR. 1TR is a very talented outfit. Definitely kind of projected to be playoff team at the start, and to have to rematch them after beating them, that's a tough matchup as well. You want to go over VSTD?
Yes, for sure. So, on the other hand, actually, we have a VSTD, right? VSTD also had a very interesting path to week 4. They actually faced the following outfits. First, they actually had a very tough match against Tura. Ooh, it was very tough. They didn't do so hot, but they ended up being wargated. However, things picked up on week 2 and 3. They faced Safari and BGLA. Both matches did not have enough the 48 versus 48 limit, but they were entertaining nonetheless. So we'll see. We'll see very different paths. I believe that SKL faces a little bit stronger competition, but regardless, both teams are 2-1 right now, and anything can happen, right?
Yeah, I think right now we're seeing 48 versus 48 on the map. Excellent addition. It seems like we won't be dealing with any hitching today as well, which is great to see. We'll see if that holds up. But I think it'll be a great matchup. And as a reminder for those who are trickling in, this is a win or go home matchup. So if you look here, we have both these two teams at 2-1, Sokaar's Legion as well as Step Vanu. And interestingly enough, they're actually within 2 points of one another. So SKL has 753 tiebreaker points to Step Vanu's 751. So it'll be very, very fun to watch. See who takes the crown to punch their ticket to next week. We got 25 seconds left. So let me go ahead and move over to Step Vanu. We see very meta kind of loadout. We see that beautiful palm camo as well. Lots of ESFs, a few gals, actually just one, and then 2 liberators. And then we're going to go ahead and check out SKL and see how they exit the warp gate. I'm assuming a similar, oh my goodness, not a similar setup. All armor, 1 galaxy. Oh my goodness, we have MBTs on MBTs, Sunderers galore, Sky Guards. This might be to counteract air potentially. I'm very interested to see how this works out. Let's get this shot. They're like little ants going along the different roads.
These are 2 very different openings. I do believe that there was a little bit more tactics going on right now with SKL. But we'll see how it matches up against VSTD.
Yeah, it almost feels like they knew they would be in air, and they want to go a logistics-heavy assault on both Tech Plant as well as Gorge for the start.
Well, we did mention that SKL had very proficient leaders that have experience with lane smash, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that they actually brainstorm some counters to what VSTD could potentially do, right?
Yes, and it looks like some of the sites are definitely bailing, but no points on Gorge's flipped. We see the armor flow into the base now.
What?
Oh, looks like some tank mines took out a Chimera. Lord Pancha, one of the individuals we were hoping to see today from SKL.
He's one of his main leads, actually.
Yes, and he's actually using the palm camo too. Maybe that's a bit of a jest, using the VSTD camo to confuse the enemy.
I do believe Lord Poncho is part of the Hunter Killers, which is the new prey
gotcha.
arm for SKL. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's some. I wouldn't say that there are some conflicts going on, but at the same time, I do believe that camo is used for a reason. And they're supposed to camouflage.
Strategic advantage. So we see VSTD pretty much flipping all the points on center as well as Bitter Gorge. You can see they only have 2 of them flipped on Satcom Hub, the Tech Plant base, down to the south. We've got to think SKL's looking to dominate, set up Sunders, and probably try and take at least 2 of these out by the end. I think the timer on center base is a little bit more advanced. Yes, 90 seconds left on that. SKL is flipping B point. Let's go in there and check that out. It does get recaptured by VSTD. Where are they going to go first?
Do you know which game number is this one?
This is, I think, number 4 or 5.
Very nice. Let me try.
Yes, we see Sylvanius in a mech suit. He has already shown his dominance by capturing B point. Lord Pancho. So we see some heavy hitters from SKL at the center base here. Lord Pancho's going to descend into A. Uncontested. So which one's going to go down first? Big SKL push onto B, or C point rather. Looks like this has paid off so far for SKL. They've destroyed any logistics that were set up, very few by VSTD, and kind of played the slow game, which I kind of like. I like that play a lot. Looks like VSTD is all in on mostly Bitter Gorge. I would assume some are still at SATCOM, but that is just flipped in favor of SKL as well. And we see Rage Twisted, I believe Force Commander of SKL. He's on B point right now. Just not a lot of movement from VSTD to kind of get back on these points. We do see one beacon above A point, dropping a few stragglers in. And they are successfully holding this point down. Jeep, part of SKL as well, decent player. And they've cleared off A point as well, so this will go through rather fast. Granite Head about to go through for SKL as well. C point is flipping though. Squad drop, but Max comes in and dies, so they will get 1 point. They need to be moving over to A right now. It's all going to be in vain unless they can get on a different point here. Just not enough population. So that is center base gone to SKL. First capture of the day. It comes at the expense, that movement. They do get one, I think maybe a Sunday far away, Cloak Sunday right here in the trees that we see the Max is coming from, and a beacon. Nobody's flipping C point on Bitter Gorge fast enough, unfortunately, and that will also go to SKL. We'll have to see what happens. Slate Canyon hold, nothing there. Enemy Omega rectangle, nothing there yet, so it's off to the tech plant we go. Any thoughts on today's opener so far?
Well, at this moment, I was setting up my observer camp. I have loaded into Nexus now.
Gotcha. Yeah, it seems like just better play with playing with the cap timers and setting up logistics. You know, it's a neutral base, so you don't have to be the one to do the majority of the work. You can just come in at the end and steal it. And that's what SKL seems to be doing here with all three of these bases. Have good control under C point. A little bit of prox chat action going on. We see more logistics on the ground here. Seems like VSTD is just holding with one beacon up top on B point with 2 people, 3 people. Let's sit here, see if anyone pushes in. You see, he's actually pushed back onto Bitter Gorge, and they are flipping A. It's very interesting here. They're holding with one person. Complex Robin, can he do it? No, he cannot. He gets pincered from both sides by 3 players and a Max. That'll make things very difficult. If I'm SKL, I'm trying to take this elevator up to B. Not too many people. It's very risky to let this third point just stay in their favor, right?
So right now it's so SKL is red.
Yes, SKL's red.
Yes,
Step Vanu is blue.
Although it is very risky for them to let VSTD have B, in reality, once you have set up inside A and C, you are pretty safe.
Ooh, okay, so we see Manu sucks. He solo flashes B point, which quickens the cap just enough for SKL to secure it.
Manu sucks? Isn't that like the infamous scripter or hacker?
Not Manu sucks. Manu, like, double N Suggs. A little different.
Probably just a person
Who knows? He lost the 1v1, so I'm sure probably somebody else, right?
Nobody's hacking here right now. Well, who knows, right?
So we have SKL heavy hold here. If we let's see if I can zoom in my mini map. Oh, no, I have rebound the keys, unfortunately. About 2 squads here at Hydroponics Compound, and it looks like Bitter Gorge has been stalled. Not much action there. You can see SKL trying to limit the lattice lanes available to Step Vanu as quickly as they can. They do have a Cloak Sounder right outside door 2 and 3, so a very good spawn point to kind of harass this area. Play for picks before they can get reinforcements.
I am actually observing on the outside. It does not seem to be a coordinated push yet from VSTD. Even though the population is just 50%, they're trying to push up to door 4 towards stairs. And also dabs, it appears.
Yes, it looks like they've successfully gotten their way into the hallway. Still one SKL guy left. Resnade does get a medic up, and they've pushed in through door 3. Not a terrible push from Step Vanu, especially with even pop. We see VS played from SKL, and that will be a point defense for VSTD. Well done there.
Oh, 1 second. SKL just dropped some people on the roof. Beacons are coming up.
Here we go. We see one beacon. For SKL, it does go down. They're only able to drop a few. Valiant effort, but they will need more people to recapture that. Meanwhile, SKL successfully gets onto Slate Canyon Hold, the other base adjacent to Vanu VSTD warp gate. Take a journey through some of the pathways that are available to attackers. We do see a cloaked bus behind the point in the tunnel, and a big hold here on this very air-to-ground prone base. Let's see where the VSTD folks are coming in from. It looks like mostly from spawn, just a few stragglers. They'll have to rotate from hydroponics compound. It'll be interesting to see if they kind of let this timer tick down and then start harassing the center and tech plant bases as their rectangle gets resecured.
Despite the fact that VSTD has air superiority and also logistic superiority with the Galaxies, SKL is doing
Veering into the
good job.
Sundays.
Yes, they have
SKL.
a Sunday behind.
Yeah, I liked it for the opener. I'm not sure if I like it so much for the actual match. I feel like you have to contest the air a little bit. I think the experience of SKL gives them the edge. It looks like VSTD is trying to smoke out the point, or maybe SKL's. I can't tell. We cannot see anything, though, except for nameplates. Interesting tactic.
You love to see it, right? New tactics being brought to Afterwars.
Yes. The smoke has cleared. They are still held outside the door. Big C4s coming out on the stairs. Didn't get that many people, though. I think it got caught up on the ledge. Oh, there's a big one.
Here's where like a lot of the experience from SKL is showing too. They have like a very, very powerful hold on the stairs. And they are almost out of range of the C4s. Ooh,
Yes.
they get to one though.
They're almost out of range, and nobody from VSTD is really getting rid of that hard light barrier at the top entrance, which is just proving brutal for that team. But the medics are doing a good job at reviving folks. They still have a lot of people around.
Here's where it comes to like a lot of the previous experience that both SKL and VSTD has had, right? SKL has had to fight one TR who has a very powerful air force, so they know how oppressive that baby gate or that barrier could be, preventing people from easily getting in. On the other hand, VSTD has been a little bit have been fighting outfits with not too much of an air force, and they have been able to get away with not taking down the barrier immediately. Against a team with air, all those guys in the stairs would have gotten roasted.
Yes, I think if you have air superiority, you got to use it effectively. Which we've seen happen in a few matches where they're stuck in air-to-air loadouts. This might be a pivotal moment in the match because SKL was able to hold 50-50 pop here at Slate Canyon. At the same time, they were able to reflip hydroponics compound with slight overpop as well. So a bit better usage of their population to keep those timers, keep VSTD down to 2 lattice lanes only. And it's looking like they will capture Slate Canyon Hold. I do not see any gals in the area. I see one beacon, that's it. And plenty of SKL infantry on the inside.
You never know. 1 second. Come on, BS. No, never mind.
Let's check out the Nexus Omega home base. See if there's any sort of back cap there going on. No, there is not. They've focused on closing down the rest of the map. So they are heavily in on hydroponics compound. It's going to be very hard to get SKL reinforcements here, though, that's for sure.
Yes, BST does have a great air superiority right now. It's preventing a lot of the resupply, the logistics to being set up to be able to push, to move that pop around.
Yes, once again, we see a big push from Dubs from VSTD. They're coming around, peeking lower lobby. Well, one by one, though, that's not going to work.
Yeah, especially when SKL has force multipliers with those maxes. I haven't seen that many from BSTD,
Yes.
but SKL makes sure that they're always bringing one or two, which is proving a key factor on them defending or folding at this capture.
It's interesting to see because the SKL soldiers, they seem to be letting the VSTD ones walk onto the point further and kill them afterwards, allowing or denying their medics from being able to revive them.
It is like a five-headed strat, bro.
We see a renegade
Innovation.
flash just seemingly not. Oh, that's another SKL guy with palm camo throwing me off. He's running over his friendlies even to confuse the enemy.
Like I can tell you, camouflage is not about just outfit colors. There is a reason that there's functional camouflage.
Small door 2 and 3 pushes. I mean, this is almost a poor showing. I mean, they're able to get back onto Slate Canyon to delay Nexus Omega, but you almost want to use that long timer to SKL's disadvantage to kind of reset the rest of the map, I would say. Big push onto short there as we say that. Door 3 as well. 5 guys each. They cannot, not in time, and they do get cleaned up pretty handily. It's just 50-50 pop. I think you need a little more if you're VSTD right now. But now we see a quick transition nearing the 17-minute mark here. 8-1 in territory in favor of SKL. They are able to flash the point here, so maybe they can delay the capture on Nexus Omega once again. They do flip the point with about a squad and a half infantry. But we do see a resecure on Slate Canyon and some people set up on Nexus Omega. So we'll come back here to hydroponics in a bit. But I do want to see what does SKL have set up here, if anything. One beacon, about a full squad. They are on point. Air is up on the outside, though.
It's a little bit surprising how, despite VST having the air dominance, SKL has been able to move pop around the map almost uncontested. They have the overpop right now in this space as well. They're almost at the warp gate.
They are at the warp gate, and they've got now almost 2 squads here as well.
Yeah, SKL is doing a very good job moving the pop around.
There's Horus, another commander, SKL. Or at least a representative that I know of. See, VSTD, very heavy push onto the spawn room doors. They are able to get up there due to their air superiority. But again, I feel like you need the boots on the ground to push them off. And it seems like they're really committing to hydroponics compound, which I do like a lot because they need lattice lanes to attack. So they can afford to take that and then retake Nexus Omega if they need to. As I say that though, SKL is able to get back on point at hydroponics with 40% population to their 60. It's going to be very tough if SKL keeps on making plays like that. Ooh, nice Desi comes out on Kusara Gamus.
Guys, even though it looks like SKL might be having a dominating match, I gotta say that BSTD can still do it, guys. You gotta believe in BSTD. You gotta believe in the force command in the squad needs to be able to pull through this.
Yes, there's no doubt. I mean, they can just all pull maxes and wipe this point. Just you gotta see what the calls are gonna be.
Exactly.
I'm loving this this flash by Noah Wagner here. He's been pulling it at every single base. Most likely a logistics flash with Renegade. Here comes Steel
here
Rains
comes
and
the
Orbital
Steel Rain,
Strikes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Are they gonna orbital their Steel Rain though?
So that's going to take out any beacons, any maxes on the inside. Actually takes out a VSTD beacon, unfortunately enough. Makes you wonder, this looks like it might be a SKL Steel Rain.
It is a SKL Steel
It
Rain.
is.
No maxes, like 1 max, 2 maxes, not many. I would have expected like a couple more.
The best part about this match is that no matter what, Vanu wins. Isn't that right?
Sure.
Something like that, right? Ooh, Big Max goes down, Adoy, but it's only a heavy assault. And he does get revived right away. SKL clearing up the back door. It looks like VSTD might have a Sunday out on the back road. Let's go ahead and check that. Yes, they do. Shield bus. So their air support does support them in the fact that they are able to set up logistics pretty freely here. Let's see if I can actually climb these stairs. There we go. They do take control of one of the powerhouses.
Here comes BFTOS.
Or
Double
VSTD. Oh, double OS. That's a smart move. I like this play here. This is the time to make it. Now you need to be pushing in here immediately.
Oh no, the barricade I was about to drop got caught in the OS and flew away.
Yes, and the SKL infantry. There's not many maxes, so not many people actually died from both of those orbital strikes. SKL counter OS's the spawn room, which isn't going to do much since not many people are there. Oh, and it's just a massacre. Massacre as they push in. Not all at once.
This is gaming. SKL is gaming right now.
I believe SKL has about 50% more kills than VSTD.
Oh, we can go on the stats. 988 for SKL, 685 for VSTD.
Yeah.
Can SKL get the Auraxian win? That's something that we will see.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking to finish this out in under 25 minutes here, if they can hold this point.
That is true. I believe VSTD is about to make a push.
Let's see. They do have a Citadel shield. Very nice. Looks like they're trying to cut the point in half. Trying to figure out where they're pushing from. Kind of 3 different sides at once, but not with many. They are able to take the majority of the point. Still contested. Oh, they're just running out the open, though. SKL, they know how to use the shield.
Is this either helping or hurting SKL? I wonder.
Yeah, SKL knew to just hang out on the border of that shield, pop in and out, and they were able to take out VSTD. Oh, here's the back door. They have reinforcements for both squads. They've actually allowed SKL to deploy a Sunder on the road there. Now it's being harassed.
Oh, summon maxes with no orbitals in the next 12 minutes.
No
This
orbitals.
is looking rough.
All maxes. Whew.
This was so this shows a lot of the experience that SKLs have, right?
Yes.
So they did not pull that many maxes because they were expecting to be orbital. The moment they saw that 2 orbitals came out, they knew, oh well, there's not gonna be an orbital for the next 10 minutes. Let's start pull maxes.
Yep.
Just take home the win.
Don't worry about the lip.
Very, very good strategy over there.
Push west, guys. Big
I
push
do not
west.
believe
Get
that the
ready.
double OS did much, unfortunately.
I'm throwing out the first GG. This match is over.
It's not, bro. You gotta believe.
There's
Just
48
what
people
we-
on this point, and I think at least 18 of them are maxes.
Everybody, give your energy to VSTD.
This is epic, though. I mean, look at this last second push. You gotta give credit. This is super fun to see. They gotta get in that door right now, and they do, and they get C4'd, and there's a
have to
fleet
raise
of
your hands
maxes.
and start giving energy to VSTD right now, if you believe.
You have to just get on it, but that's gonna do it. SKL punches their
But
tickets into the playoffs. Congratulations.
congratulations to SKL. Very good fight, guys. Very good.
I really appreciated those pushes, and the double orbital did not work out, but I still thought it was a nice play. It was the right time to kind of pull that out. You just wish that maybe the drops were a bit more coordinated, maybe a bit more maxes were coming in at the same time.
One of the things about using a double OS without getting to too much tactics is that they need to have a way to immediately go from multiple directions. We saw that SKL did an orbital right after, although it didn't do much. It did prevent some of the reinforcements to reinforce the initial push, right?
Yeah. So our poll at the beginning of the match did vote in general for SKL. So congratulations to those who got it correct. We will be engaging in interviews. I'm going to go ahead and see if any other matches are in progress right now. We do have Goblins versus BWAE, so obviously, we'll just have to observe that in the background. So let me try and find that one. Oh, I bet it's 0. There we go. I think we've finally gotten a hold of it. And then anyone from either outfit, Step Vanu or Sokaar's Legion, please go ahead and go to the Discord that I will put in the chat. And you can join the Effort Wars waiting room channel, and we'll drag you in for interviews. But right now we have Goblins absolutely dominating BWAE. 19 minutes left in the match. Let's check out the timers. About 6.5 minutes left. Goblins proving that they are a very scary team to try and defeat. BWAE is no slouch when it comes to competition.
Bro, what happened here?
I mean, Goblins is able to, they're not even at the double doors. I mean, they're starting to get there. See if we get the zone updated.
Okay, so
You want to go over the stats for the match?
the previous match. Okay, let's take a look at them.
Yes.
That is gonna be very interesting. SKL versus Step Vanu. Let me refresh really quickly.
Looks like we had about 1225 kills for SKL, 781 for VSTD. It's about 1.5 KD, thereabouts, a little less for SKL.
Yeah, in between 1.5 and 2. Almost a Auraxian victory, but a dominating one nonetheless.
Top 8 players for kills were all SKL, and then you had 3 VSTD, or 2 VSTD after that, and then another 5 from SKL, but mostly the top half members from SKL. No surprises there. Top frags of the match: Calamity, Nico Piku, Rage Twisted, Sylvanius, Lord Poncho there, we mentioned in 8th.
Oi was playing for
Oh yes,
SKL.
Oi
Oh,
as
wait,
well. Very good player.
that name sounds familiar. Wasn't he also playing for 1TR? Oh.
Interesting, interesting.
Alliances.
Let's see. 22-minute match in total. All captures by SKL. I mean, while we wait for folks for interviews, I'm sure they're debriefing at the moment, but we see dominant performance from Goblins here. I mean, just suffocating in every single choke point. You really see those NC maxes come to fruition, and that high skill.
What is the match number?
12 or 0.
Okay.
0, my bad. See, orbital strike goes out. Be interesting to see what impact this has on the seeding for the 3-1 teams between BWAE and the rest.
There's no quit in a TR, soldier.
You see a BWAE push on the back door here. Seems like they finally have gotten some room. Nice breaching straight towards the wall. They get rid of one max, some infantry. These maxes have to spread out though. One of them's gonna go down pretty soon here. He's staying up by a hair. Look at that, 0 HP. Finally goes down. What Gobs is doing nicely is they're hiding inside the powerhouses, Dub's rooms, and then they're just pushing out when they need to. When BWAE's all of a sudden out in the open, making it very hard with this open point to capture anything. Here comes a BWAE orbital.
It is a BWAE orbital.
It's right in the center though. See, it does destroy 2 maxes. There are medics reviving them. We see a nice breach though from one side. Able to wipe out one corner. Excellent work. But they get wiped out by 2 people. How could you let that happen? Oh man. And then a revive grenade comes out. Unfortunate. Just like that, they're back up.
So this is bad. Goblins makes are among the best ones in the game though. And it shows their sustain game is basically #1 at this moment.
Yes.
I would say like any other athlete would actually have been able to retake after that very good push that BWAE had. But not against goblins, right? That made it keep them alive. And now they're all back and ready to fly.
Excellent pacing. And I think that orbital's probably getting rid of a Sunday. I guess it might have been just preemptive for any maxes that were in that back building. They're saying 2 minutes left. You got nobody. We'll take this. A lot of pulls from the spawn room. If you look on the mini-map, we have some ESFs coming out. Wow, nice strafes to kill 2 Reavers. I like the green camo by Goblins players. Very interesting. USA, 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 USA! One of the top pilots for Goblins. And yeah, they're just trying to get in any which way.
By the way, Goblins has a Flying Thunder, which appears to be deployed. That is very, very base.
Oh, nice with the epic with accordion bomb. Love to see it.
Very base Thunder.
For those of you that don't know, when an explosion goes off and you press deploy really quickly, you can end up like that too. Let's head on point for these last few seconds. We do see a nice push from BWAE into the powerhouse. They are giving themselves a chance. They're not going to go down without a valiant fight. Yes, these revive grenades are killing them. They got to keep on focusing. There it goes. Goblins takes first seed 4-0, the only 4-0 team in Outfit Wars. Congratulations to them. BWAE will fall to, let's see, I think right in front of KN1. They actually finished with 11-19 to 11-11 for KN1, so they will be not the worst 3-1 team, but they will actually be underneath SKL, which is interesting. Let's see, we still don't have any representatives from either SKL or Step Vanu. I'd be interested to see.
They should be coming any moment.
Well, it looks like all the matches have finished, so we can talk about kind of what does the seeding look like and who might be playing who, assuming, you know, the worst team plays the best team, etc. But we will have Goblins in first, and then the best 3-1 team would be VKTZ with 1,400 points, followed by Recursion with 1,366. Very nice match against RCN6. Who else do we have 3-1? I think it's B or SKL in 4th.
KL, number 4, yeah.
And then 5th will be BWAE,
Yeah.
followed by 6th K and 1. And then we're looking for the best 2-2 teams. So that would be oh wait, no, I forgot about 2RAF. My bad. Back up 1 second. 4th will be 2RAF. 5th will be SKL. That's going to be a nice, interesting matchup. 6th will be BWAE. 7th will be K and 1. And then 8th will be 1TR. Unfortunately, Miku misses out, gets 9th with 1158 to 1TR's 1181. So GG to them, as well as RCN 6, who just missed out. Mid-Fit Company actually had a dominant victory. They actually went from, I think, low 600s to over 1,000, 1,025. All very good outfits. And then Go Tier as well, 997. I think that wraps up the top 12. On the bottom end, we do see 17BR get their first win. Congratulations to them against War Pigs. War Pigs, obviously an outfit that recently moved over to VS due to their last match where 2RAF kind of jumped into ISV to destroy them, unfortunately. But they finish as the sole 0-14.
That was a very tactical maneuver by 2RAF.
Yes, very tactical.
All of the,
yeah, I'm excited for the 2RAF SKL match. I think that'll be great. I think from what we've seen here today and what I've seen from SKL the past few weeks, I think they should be favored. Just we've seen a lot of really good experience that just comes from, quality matches from them, either dominating teams that they feel like they should dominate or good hard fights against other playoff teams.
Well, you never know. There's a SKL is being backed by Prey and a couple of friends, but 2RAF is being backed. And we don't call these gringos anymore. We call them alliances, right?
That's what's coming.
Alliance with Aurax and their Air Force.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I wonder if they have the same logistics-heavy approach, though, to try and say, you know what, you can have air, that's fine. We'll just beat you man for man on the point, right? So it'll be interesting to see.
I do believe that 2RAF is a little bit more of a standard team, that they will have the guys in the air will not go into the ground, or will rarely go into the ground, but they still have really good shooters, so
yeah.
I'm not sure if it will be a 50-50 just because SKL today showed that, well, I guess due to the lack of air counters, you will mid-match, middle to end of the game, right? It's always going to be important to counter the air, not only in the opener, but also in the middle and towards the end of the match.
You know, it will be interesting if we do have kind of that staggered start with first seed fighting 8th seed. We will have, I believe, Recursion versus BWAE, who they have not fought each other. And that should be
that's going to be a
very exciting match. Some people would say it wouldn't be fair to eliminate one of those two teams the first round, but this is kind of the luck of the draw, it seems like, right? And single elimination next week would decide who moves on. So very interested to see.
That is one of the I wouldn't say cons, but one of the issues with the with Emerald in particular is that we had about how many 22 teams. And
22 teams, yeah, 4 matches. It's a little tough.
So there was a lot of the seedings was based on luck. So
I think in general, this lineup is pretty good. I think it would have been, one more week would have really kind of settled things in, at least for Emerald specifically. Obviously, on other servers, there's going to be other issues, especially with lower team counts where, some people are just not where you feel like they should be. But yeah, I think BWAE being down there in 6th is probably not accurate, right? If they had one more week, they'd probably have a dominating victory against someone else.
This is something that was actually it's not something new. It's not something that everybody surprised Pikachu face. We didn't know this was gonna happen. This was predicted to happen. Uh, you know, this is Planet Side, the game we love, and the game some of us hate.
Very true. And, you know, at the end of the day, if you want to win, you're going to have to play the best teams no matter what. So it's going to be an awesome matchup between those two outfits next week if they do end up fighting each other. And I'll be interested to see how the BWAE Air kind of helps to control recursion infantry excellence, right? And no doubt BWAE infantry excellence on their side as well. It'll be super interesting to see. But I think that'll wrap us up here tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't get any of the outfit representatives in for interviews. That's okay, though. Excellent job by SKL defeating Step Vanu, punching their ticket into the playoffs, and with a very respectable number of points. You know, I don't think they could have done any better than they did. So excellent clutch play by them. Excellent map play as well. And GG's to Step Vanu for a first season, successful 2-2 season, I would say, for an outfit that is only 3.5 months old. Very good work there as well, and excited to see what they bring together for next season as they grow and evolve.